Hook. You ever think you've seen the worst of your neighborhood drama until it hits you right in the heart? Well, imagine stepping outside for what you thought was just another peaceful day, only to find the very person who's supposed to keep the community safe deliberately attacking the one creature who keeps you safe. That's exactly what happened to me, Broken Bar, and my service dog. This isn't just a story about a nosy neighbor. This is about betrayal, cruelty, justice, a broken bar, and the shocking moment when the police revealed something so serious. It left Karen frozen in her tracks. Stick with me, because what happened next changed my life. And maybe it'll change how you see the quiet battles people with service animals fight every single day. It all started on a warm Saturday morning, the kind of morning where the world feels soft, forgiving, like maybe life is trying to make up for all the hard days before. My service dog, Atlas, a gentle golden retriever with eyes that seemed to carry my storms for me, was at my side as always. Atlas isn't just a dog, he's the reason I can go to the grocery store without collapsing. He senses my panic attacks before they grip my chest like claws. He helps me ground myself when the world spins too fast. He is my independence. I was returning from a short walk when I noticed her. Karen, the self-appointed queen of the hope. You know the type, clipboard in hand, sunglasses pushed down just enough to glare over, and that constant air of superiority that could choke the oxygen out of a room. She had been on my case ever since I moved in. Complaints about my trash cans being an inch off the curb. Notes about my unapproved wind chimes. But the one thing she couldn't stand the most: Atlas. Dogs aren't allowed in common areas, she snapped one day. He's a service dog, I replied calmly, showing her his vest and paperwork. She sneered. People fake that all the time. Don't think I don't know. I brushed it off, tried to stay civil. But that morning a Broken Bar civility ended. As Atlas and I were walking back home, Karen stormed toward us. I noticed she had a spray bottle in her hand. At first, I thought it was water, maybe some gardening thing. But before I could react, she leaned forward and sprayed a harsh mist right into Atlas's face. He yelped, a sound I will never forget. He stumbled back, pawing at his eyes, his nose dripping as if he'd been burned. My heart stopped. What the hell are you doing? I screamed. Karen didn't even flinch. Spraying pests. He shouldn't be here. Rules are rules. I dropped to the ground, clutching Atlas, trying to wipe his face, panic clawing at me. My lifeline, my partner, the dog who had pulled me back from the edge of suicide more times than I could count, and she had just assaulted him like he was trash. Atlas whimpered, pressing his head against me. My hands shook as I called emergency vet services. My voice cracked, barely coherent. The vet tech told me to bring him in immediately. As I carried him into the car, Karen's voice followed me down the driveway. Maybe now you'll learn the rules don't bend for anyone. Her words sliced deeper than any knife. At the clinic, they flushed Atlas's eyes and nose, running tests to ensure no permanent damage. The chemical had been a concentrated cleaner. If he had inhaled more, it could have scarred his lungs. The vet's words were clinical, but all I heard was, she tried to destroy the one thing that keeps me alive. I sat in that waiting room, holding his leash, tears streaking down my face, trembling with both fear and rage. That's when I realized, this wasn't hope pettiness anymore. This was cruelty. This was criminal. And I was not going to let her get away with it. The very next morning, I dialed the police. Not animal control, not the whole board, the police. I explained everything, gave them the vet records, even showed them the chemical bottle I had grabbed off the ground after the attack. When the officers arrived at Karen's house, I stayed across the street, Atlas resting beside me, his head heavy in my lap. Karen came out with her usual smugness, arms crossed like she was about to scold a child. Officers, thank you for coming. I assume you're here to remove the dangerous animal from this community. One of the cops, a tall man with calm authority, raised an eyebrow. Ma'am, we're here because there's been a report that you sprayed this person's service animal with chemicals. Karen rolled her eyes. It's not a real service animal. I was just enforcing the whole rules. Someone has to. The officer's voice shifted, firm, Cold. Ma'am, interfering with the service animal is a federal crime. You could face felony charges for this. The words hit her like a thunderclap. Her smug smile cracked. Her arms dropped. She stammered. Oh, crime? No, no, it was just a dog. No, the officer interrupted. It wasn't just a dog. It was a federally protected service animal, assisting someone with a disability, and you assaulted him. That's the same as assaulting his handler. For once, Karen was silent. Her face went pale. They took her statement, but the tone was clear. This wasn't going to disappear into whole bureaucracy. There would be consequences. When the officers returned to me, they crouched to gently pat Atlas. He's a good boy. He didn't deserve that. You did the right thing calling us. I nodded, tears blurring my eyes again. Relief, rage, and gratitude all tangled together. As Karen watched from her driveway, speechless, I realized something important. For years, I had let her belittle me, intimidate me, make me feel like my disability and Atlas were inconveniences to the world. But in that moment, with the law behind me and my loyal dog leaning against my leg, I felt powerful again. Atlas survived. He healed. But something else healed, too, Amy. Because I learned that protecting yourself isn't just about fighting bullies. It's about standing up for your right to exist, to live with dignity, to not apologize for the accommodations that make survival possible. And as for Karen, she never looked at me or Atlas the same way again. Closing message. If you've ever felt small because someone tried to make you feel like your struggles don't matter, remember this: your life, your needs, and your dignity are not inconveniences. They are non-negotiable. And no matter who tries to take that away from you, there is justice, and there is strength in standing up. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is refuse to stay silent.